This is a really crazy story. Unpredictable insulin is very scary with type 1 diabetes. It's crazy how much we do without even thinking. We just kind of go into autopilot and we're like, oh, this is my favorite spot. I'm going to put my infusion set there. But if you have any types of hardness or lumps, especially if there's pain, then that area is not going to absorb the insulin as well, and that can cause for prolonged highs, but also poor absorption, and that can also cause for scary lows. So I'm a diabetes educator, a certified pump trainer. I've also had type 1 diabetes for 30 years, and I am the founder of Above Diabetes. I was working with a patient doing a pump training. He had had diabetes for over 30 years, and he had never been told how important it is to make sure that he changes where he takes his shots. For the 30 years of having diabetes, he always used his stomach. And when I felt that area, it was just as hard as a rock. His body wasn't properly absorbing due to all the hypertrophy and the scar tissue damage from overusing that area. The really scary part is when your body doesn't absorb properly, it can absorb later. So you'd have to take big, giant doses because it wasn't absorbing properly. He was needing to take more and more and more insulin. He was up to 100 units a day of taking Tresiba and Humalog. He wouldn't eat very much during the day, and then he would take this big, ginormous dose to cover dinner. Blood sugar would go high and stay there, and then he would go to sleep. And because the insulin wasn't absorbing when it should have, it started to absorb hours later when he would sleep, and he would have extremely scary lows when he was sleeping. During our insulin pump training, I told him he was never going to use that area on his stomach again. Yes, you can heal once you give your body a break, but he had overused this area that it would take years. I then showed him other areas that he could use. You can use your sides, you can use your stomach, you can even use the back of your arms. After 1 week of switching to this pump and just changing the area on his body, he was using less than 40 units a day. So it went from 100 units a day and very unpredictable, very unsafe amounts of insulin that caused scary, scary lows, which also made him very scared to dose what he thought he needed, down to 40 units or less per day. Make sure that you rotate your infusion sets. You don't want to use the same spot. If there's any type of hardness to it, it should always be soft in that area and the area that you can pinch, and make sure to rotate well. Site rotation is so critical for more predictable insulin absorption, better blood sugar, better quality of life, and it's much safer once you have more predictable insulin action. Hopefully that's helpful, and you can follow us for more tips on diabetes management.